Have you ever been at a dinner table when someone asks, "Did you hear what happened today?" And you pause, you smile, you say, "No, I've been a bit out of the loop." But inside, there's no guilt, no scramble, just a quiet calm, almost like you made a choice and you're at peace with it. If that sounds familiar, you're not broken. You're not uninformed. And today, we're going into the psychology of why some people genuinely, deliberately step away from the news, and why that decision might be more self-aware than the world gives them credit for. For some people, staying updated feels like a civic duty. The headlines, the alerts, the debates, they want to know. They feel grounded by knowing. But for others, the news does something different. It doesn't inform them, it floods them. Every story pulls them in. Every crisis lingers long after the screen goes dark. And slowly, the world begins to feel like a place that's always burning, always breaking, always one headline away from collapse. Psychologists call this news fatigue. And it's not laziness, it's a nervous system that's doing exactly what it was built to do, trying to protect itself from a level of threat it was never designed to process at this volume. Think about it. For most of human history, your world was your village. Your concerns were local, real, touchable. But now your brain receives distress signals from every corner of the planet, every single hour. Wars, disasters, outrage, injustice, all of it in your pocket before breakfast. And for certain kinds of minds, sensitive ones, empathetic ones, deeply feeling ones, that constant exposure doesn't create awareness. It creates a low-level dread that never fully lifts. So they step back, not because they don't care. Often it's because they care too much, and they've learned that absorbing everything helps no one, least of all themselves. Here's something most people never say out loud. Some of the most thoughtful, compassionate, deeply engaged people you'll ever meet are the ones who've consciously stopped scrolling through the news. They're not in denial. They're not apathetic. They've simply learned to tell the difference between being informed and being consumed, between awareness and anxiety, between knowing enough to act and knowing so much that acting feels impossible. There's also a deeper psychological thread here. Many news avoiders grew up in environments where the world felt unpredictable or unsafe, homes where adult stress was always present, where worry was the background noise. And for them, the news doesn't just feel like information. It feels like that same old atmosphere, that same tension in the walls. So avoiding it isn't avoidance in the clinical sense. It's a carefully constructed boundary around their sense of stability. And then there's what researchers call learned helplessness, when we're repeatedly exposed to problems we cannot personally solve, wars we can't stop, systems we can't fix, tragedies we can't undo. The brain eventually stops trying. And what looks like indifference from the outside is often something much quieter. A mind that tried and finally said, "I can't carry this anymore." But here's what's important to understand. Stepping away from the news is not the same as stepping away from the world. Many of these people are deeply rooted in their communities. They volunteer. They vote. They show up for the people around them. They just choose to do it without a daily dose of manufactured urgency telling them how to feel about it. Because for some people, peace is not ignorance, it's a discipline. It's the choice to protect the clarity they need to actually do good, rather than drown in the awareness of all the good that still needs to be done. So tell me, are you one of them? Do you guard your peace by guarding your intake? Drop it in the comments. And if this kind of quiet, honest psychology speaks to you, subscribe.